how do people build their 9 grids? How do we, it's such an interesting concept because, again, it is purely visual to get you started. And that's what appealed to me. So if someone's watching, like, what type of 9 grids could they be building today, and how do they go about it?
Here's one that I think is relevant for everybody, whether you're an owner, you're a stylist, regardless. And this is a 9 grid that is used as a mind map. And a little bit more about the 9 grid. Let me give you a little bit more of a demo behind it, okay? So first of all, when you look at a 9 grid, it's really built on a lot of different principles. One of the things that we know is that creativity thrives with constraints. And there's a constraint here. You got 1 page, 9 grids. If you can't get it to 1 page and 9 grids, you're not clear enough, get creative, all right? And so it also follows the principles of photography, the rule of thirds, and it works with us visually. And so anyway, I'll give you an example of a mind map 9 grid that many are using to really deal with more the emotional side of the money aspect of the business. And it's just an activity that you could do by yourself or with your team, and just put in the center box, ways to calm my anxiety. And what happens is, as tactile learners, the connection from the hand to the brain and the heart to the hand is so evident. And so this is an activity that helps people get closure on things that they're afraid of. So this particular person, ways to calm my anxiety. So instructions to your viewers, just put it in a center box and get from out of your head down on paper the things that you're thinking and feeling. And what that'll do is it'll start to begin the process of manifesting change. This particular person dealt with planting flowers, journaling, taking walks, read more. We have another one that's a little more sophisticated. It's same topic in the center. This one requires a little bit more explanation, but compassion is often the solution. Go visual. Don't take anything personally, which is really a big one. Don't take things personally with clients. Big one is breathing too. And because of all the new equipment and face masks, and et cetera, breathing and simple thing like oxygen is something new to deal with. Here's another one that also stays on that vein of, doing a mind map 9 grid with anxiety.
Yeah. So yeah, I love this because it doesn't have to be a financial project. It could be something emotional you're dealing with. The philosophies are the same. You start in the middle, build around it, and now you have your 9 basic key building blocks, right, that are keeping you focused. And I love the fact, you're very true. I mean, creativity can be the best thing in your life, or it could be the worst. And if you don't have a focus or a harness on it, it's incredibly difficult. And the example I could give everybody watching this is when the guest sits down in your chairs and says, do whatever you want. I'm cool. You don't have any guideline. You don't have any structure to that. So instantly your brain starts thinking of anything and everything. Now, if that client sits down and says, hey, I want to trim up to here and I want it to be red, do what you want. Now, all of a sudden I know about what length the guest is looking for and the color family that they're looking in. So now I could hone in and create something beautiful and brilliant based on those 2 restraints. No restraints, you have sky's the limit, which is overwhelming and it shuts you down. So I love the fact that it's 9 boxes. This is what you get, fill it and fit it. Super cool. Now, how would somebody use this like more towards business building or something like that, numbers?
Well, I think I've got 9 grids sitting over there. There's just put in the center box products, because here's one of the things we're seeing is a lot of inconsistency. Thank you, Aaron. A lot of inconsistency when they reopen in terms of retail sales. In certain cases, they're not as high as they could be because there's a reluctance to make the suggestion and the offer. Here's an example of a 9 grid that someone used to really build. And the beautiful thing about a 9 grid is they can be quite visual and bring out the artistic skills of a person. So here's an example, business building. And what we normally do, just to kind of tie this together, so this is the dashboard that we mentioned. And so we'll take one of these gray circles and have an individual fill out a 9 grid for what they personally will do to increase retail, to increase referrals, client retention, rebooking. So that applies to pretty much everybody here. And the thing is, we get stuck. You know, we get hung up. We get too in our head. And the beauty of the 9 grid is it allows the head to kind of go to the hand, which then takes you to action.
Right on. I love it. Yeah, I love the visualness. So that to me made perfect sense. I think everybody that saw it, you could see their goal was to increase take-home sales, and then all the way around it was all the different ways they could do it. And I'm sure they had extra ideas there too, but they're like not good enough to make the grid. So now I know I have fewer things to focus on that are going to give me more meaning or more of a return. And that's either basically charge more or do more. You know, and you're able to kind of wrap your head around it and increase your average ticket, which is huge.